Guys, what's going on? Welcome to Cereal at Midnight. My name is Heath, and in this episode, we're talking about a thrift store score. I've actually got 3 bags of thrift store goodies that I've kind of just been holding on to for this video. It's been a while since the last thrift store video, and the reason for that is, I mean, it's not good, right? Like, it's just not good at their thrift stores. I can't recall a time when it's ever been less hit and more miss. But there's still some good stuff to be found, as we're going to talk about it in just a second. In fact, since it's been a while since we've been to the last, since we've been in the thrift store together, I've got some B-roll footage. So I'm going to kick it over to Heath of Earth 2 inside the thrift store, and I'll show you what things look like in my neck of the woods. Take it away, Heath of Earth 2. Thanks, Heath. Here we are inside the thrift store, looking at some very packed shelves, and as you see, I've spotted one of my favorite examples of film noir out of the past with Robert Mitchum. Love it. It's a Warner Archive title on Blu-ray now, I believe. Highly worth owning. Check out these Partridge Family DVDs. They're not in their box. They're just kind of off on their own. Kind of like the Partridge Family. Magnum Pi. Here's 2 seasons of Magnum Pi if you want to catch up with what's going on with Higgins. But the problem with the TV shows at this location is that they've gone up to $6, which it's not terrible, but it starts to add up if you get, here's a perfect example, Charmed. They've got like most of Charmed on DVD, but you're looking at about $50 if you pick all that stuff up. Same with Friends. You could just buy the box set for, maybe a little bit more. Children of Men is one of my favorite post-apocalyptic movies. Clive Owen. It's just a great film. Some great one-shot cinematography in that too. Or it seems like it's one shot. There's some tricks involved, but great movie. And I also got to shout out Gattaca. It's getting a 4K soon if it hasn't already, but great Ethan Hawke, Uma Thurman movie. This makes me sad. This Yakov Smirnoff comedy DVD has been here for at least a year. It's autographed. Nobody wants it. There's an easy joke. In my country, DVDs autograph you. Nash Bridges. Here's again 3 seasons. You're looking at about $18 for not the complete series. Pay a little bit more, get the complete series. That's my struggle, right? War Wagon, John Wayne, another great movie. I did not buy this, but I almost bought this. These movies are out of print now because, of course, they're 20th Century Fox. That's now Disney. It's not politically correct. Will they ever see the light of day again? I'm kind of hoping on it because I didn't buy this box set. And this is a great Mill Creek box set, but it's not a great price. So, Heath, back to you. Oh, Heath, that was absolutely magnificent. That Emmy is coming, my friend, and you look and sound fantastic. All right, so we're back in the now. We're back on Earth. Is this Earth Prime? Are we in the main Earth, or is this like Earth 513? Let's just dig right into it. Let's jump right into bag number 1. As I say, some of this stuff, it's been a while. I just kind of set it aside, and I don't remember what's in here. Okay, cool. I remember these. I've got some 45s. I've got the Tremolos. Silence is Golden. You guys know that I love my 60s music, my 50s, 60s, 70s music, and the 80s too. I just love music. I love music. The Tremolos. Silence is Golden. If you don't know this song, go write it down and go listen to it as soon as this is over. This bad boy is in really good shape, and I was impressed that, a lot of times when people collect it's rare to find these in their original sleeves, right? The paper sleeves. A lot of times these would get thrown away, and then you just have the record itself. But thankfully, these were complete. This is amazing. It's a 45 of the song from The Greatest American Hero by Joey Scarberry. The theme from the Smash ABC. Believe it or not, I'm walking on there. I think that's probably as far as we could go. We can get away with that as fair use because I want you to know what this sounds like. And of course, Greatest American Hero, William Katz. Oh man, what an amazing... I love that show. I have to talk more about that show. What else is in here? Oh yeah. This is how long it's been. Some of this has been sitting here for weeks, maybe even months. Stanley Kubrick, A Life in Pictures. This is I believe this was included in one of the, maybe like the big Kubrick box set. DVD box set, Blu-ray box set. I don't remember. I don't have this documentary. I don't have any Kubrick box sets either. I've got a lot of his movies individual. A lot of his Blu-rays and 4Ks now too. But this documentary, I don't think I have anywhere else. And it's a documentary about Kubrick movies. 142 minutes long. It's kind of a big deal. So that was, most of this stuff was probably... See, I don't remember. I don't even know what, like, we're looking at a variety of stores here, too. Nothing would have been more than $3. The 45s were $1. I finally, so I did not own The Abyss. I've got True Lies around here somewhere, too. It's, like, right over here, but I don't know that it benefits me to just sit here and look for it. We have to accept the fact that The Abyss might not be coming to Blu-ray legitimate on a legally released Blu-ray anytime soon. I get asked about this constantly. What's up with The Abyss? What's up with True Lies? James Cameron is the holdup. He has had HD transfers for his approval so they could come to Blu-ray for literally years, and he will not approve them. He says he doesn't have time, that he's too busy making Avatar movies. He's like, well, it would take me like 17 hours to watch those transfers with a fine-tooth comb, and I don't have 17 hours. So maybe that's what he thinks about us as the fan base. So I had this back in the day I've had it on VHS, I had it on DVD. Got rid of the DVD a long time ago. Since it's not looking like this is coming to Blu-ray anytime soon, I went ahead and picked this up from the thrift store for $2, I think it was, and now when I want to watch it, at least I have access to it. The Day the Earth Stood Still, a movie I did not own. Get that out of the glare. Landmark science fiction film. This was $1.50. Is that showing up for you guys? $1.50. This is an absolutely magnificent science fiction movie. Klaatu Barada Niktu. It's based on a short story. I believe the short story is called Farewell to the Master. Maybe it's Farewell to the Maker. It's different than the film, but equally good. So if you get an opportunity to read that, I recommend it. I think it's worth checking out. Another reason that I wanted to grab this is because it's got an audio commentary with Robert Wise, who was the director of Robert Wise, of course, The Sound of Music. Was he also West Side Story? I mean, Robert Wise's career, Star Trek: The Motion Picture, an incredible director who, though he did not work in a singular style, was just magnificent. Whatever he turned his attention to, he was a great director. And Nicholas Meyer, the director of Star Trek II and Star Trek VI, Wrath of Khan. There's also the 70-minute making of the Day the Earth Stood Still documentary that I really wanted to have. I think I used to have this as well, but maybe I had the remake with Keanu Reeves. I know the Blu-ray did. I'm not sure if the DVD did, but it came with a copy of the original The Day the Earth Stood Still. Check out that poster. I mean, this is what Serial at Midnight is all about. At the end of the day, right? I mean, this is the kind of stuff that it's deep inside of me. That's where my heart is. I've been buying these too. Anytime I see one that I don't have, pardon me, these Saturday Night Live DVDs, or if you worked on Saturday Night Live. Here's the thing: if you ever noticed this, people who worked on Saturday Night Live call it Saturday Night Live. And back in the days of Saturday Night Live, watch. I'm not even joking. It's a thing. Saturday Night Live. Anyway, so I did not have the Belushi collection. Again, $1.50. Great stuff. Like cheeseburger. What's my secret? Little chocolate donuts. That's, man, Belushi was those Blues Brothers, all that stuff. I'm looking at a stack of these right now. I've got Will Ferrell Volume 2. The anniversary special, Chris Kattan, Phil Hartman, Eddie Murphy. I've got like 15 or 20 of these. I had kind of let them go for a while because I thought that we were going to get complete season sets some 10 years ago or so, however long it was ago. They only did the first 5 complete season sets, that original cast, right? And then they stopped with the, but those are complete. They've got all the music performances and everything. I thought they were going to do that for every season, so I had sold a lot of those off. No, they didn't. So I'm back to collecting as many of those as I can get. This was 3. This is the cactus. It's not the, it's just cactus flower. And I mean, look at the cast. Walter Matthau, Ingrid Bergman, Goldie Hawn. Now this is going to be Goldie Hawn, like, wait, 1969. So this is like season 2 Laugh-In, Goldie Hawn. And you know I love Laugh-In. This is one of those movies, like, I feel like some of this stuff, it's kind of odd and obscure, right? This is not something you walk into Walmart and I'm going to get a Cactus Flower DVD. So I had to buy that. This was amazing. This ended up being, I think it was $2. I don't have the receipt, but I remember being really impressed with this deal, just waiting for the right opportunity to show this to you guys. It's the complete series of the Rat Patrol from, it's the Shout Factory DVD. And they charged me like one DVD price, like the single DVD price, which I think was $2. Or they may have even charged me CD price for like $1. It was a great deal. Now here's something I'm kind of curious about. You see it's still sealed. Shout Factory bootlegs or Shout Factory counterfeits are out of control. If you've ever bought a Shout Factory product from eBay or maybe even from Amazon, possibly even Walmart, the chances of that product being a bootleg or a counterfeit are high. And here's how you can check to be sure. I'm going to do a video about this in the future. I'm building evidence, right? If the DVD included is on a dual layer DVD, so 7-8 gigabytes, you know, you get double layer, you can store twice as much content on a dual layer. Shout Factory almost always, 99% of the time, uses dual layer DVDs. Counterfeits only use single layer. So if you ever spend money on, I mean, it happens, I've been burned multiple times. Again, I'm building a case. Your bootleg and counterfeit DVDs are only going to be single layer. So it's going to be 4 gigabytes, like usually 4.19 or 4.20 gigabytes. And if that's what your DVD is, you, my friend, have a counterfeit. And you can't tell from the packaging, you can't tell from the case, you can't tell from the arts. They look amazing. They look just like the real thing. But counterfeiters never spring for dual layer discs because there's more money in it, right? It costs them more out of pocket, which is ironic because if they actually did use dual layer discs, there'd be really, I mean, it would be a hit against Shout Factory because you'd be taking business away from Shout Factory's official product, but it would look and feel exactly the same. It would be a literal one-to-one copy, but they don't do that. So I haven't opened this yet. I guess I need to go check this after this video is over. But the Rat Patrol complete series, that was a 1960, I'm gonna say 67, 1966 to 1968 TV series. There's one more in here. It's the Rolling Stones, The Biggest Bang. I believe this is out of print now. I couldn't believe someone had donated a Rolling Stones Blu-ray to the thrift store, but you know, you never know why these things happen. Oh, we got 2 more bags. I'll pick it up a little bit. Oh, this is recent. This happened 2 weeks ago. This was a thrift store video 2 weeks ago, or a thrift store visit 2 weeks ago. Got the Eric Clapton autobiography, which, you know, I'm a music guy, right? So I picked up Blast from the Past on DVD. This is a movie that I haven't seen in years, probably since the late 90s. I love these. I used to hate them. We've talked about this in past thrift store videos. I used to hate these snapper cases from Warner Brothers because they're just paper, right? But now there's this weird nostalgia that I feel for what my early DVD buying days, circa 1999, 2000. I was an early adopter. Matrix, Blade, these were system sellers for DVD. Did I say DVD or Blu-ray? Anyway, Blast from the Past. I grabbed it because it was like $2, but I forgot that there's a Blu-ray for this. So, and I don't have it. This is a movie I hadn't thought about in a long time, but you know, I like Brendan Fraser, Brie likes Alicia Silverstone, and I think we both like the 50s and the 60s. And it's got Christopher Walken as his father, and I just wanted to pick it up again. So I'll probably end up upgrading this, and then I suppose I'll just pass this on to you guys via a contest or something. Love Potion number 9. Sandy B. Tate Donovan. Early 90s movie. What year is this? 1992, I want to say. It's pre-Speed Sandy B. I can't find it. 1992. 99 minutes. This is the only DVD that exists. This has not, sometimes people say sometimes I only watch 4K or I only watch Blu-ray. Well, movies like this slip through the cracks. And who doesn't love Sandra Bullock? Like, I love Sandra Bullock. And she's my generation of, like, megastar, right? Like, you find your tastes that the people you loved when you were watching them as you were getting older, your generation of stars will always be your generation of stars. It gets harder to care about the later do I go to the cinema and I see, I'm not going to name anybody because I don't want to step on any toes, but like I just care less about modern stars versus the people that I grew up with. Give me a Steve Zahn, give me a Brad Pitt, give me my Ocean's 11 team. Like those are my era of stars, and of course I love all the stars earlier than them. But movies like this slip through the cracks, and there are no better versions of these movies. Hopefully they will be. It bears mentioning that this is a 20th Century Fox movie. So do you think Disney's in a hurry to get Love Potion number 9 on a better format? Because I don't. I think that they're happy to probably let that go, but are sticking on a streaming service. I thought this was interesting. I don't even remember this. Mad, the series. Now, it's not Mad TV. It's not the sketch comedy show. It's an animated show from Cartoon Network. Warner Brothers, Cartoon Network. By the way, same company. Warner Brothers and Cartoon Network. Anyway, it's a season 1, part 1. And there is a season 1, part 2. It went beyond that. I think it went 3 seasons. I think only the first season got DVD releases. So anyway, this was at the thrift store, and I was like, I need to check that out. Richard Pryor, live in concert. What's 1979? It's a 1979 stand-up. 1979 live performance filmed at Long Beach. Live is considered by many critics to be Pryor's funniest and most and freshest outing, as well as one of the best stand-up films of all time. I've got several Richard Pryor stand-up DVDs. I don't think that I've got this one already. I know that there's a couple on the shelf. Again, I'm looking over there. I don't see this one. The last one we got here, DVD-wise, is this. It's Lucy and Ricky, and we're big. Our house is a big I Love Lucy house. Everybody here loves I Love Lucy, even the kid. So this is a movie I haven't seen. This looks like it came in a multi-pack, but this is the only one that was there. Perhaps it was a Lucille Ball collection. I don't know. But the long trailer, Lucy and Desi. Very excited about that. All right, we got one more bag here, and it is music. Oh, geez. And the bag, see, one of the cats got into the bag. I can't imagine why it broke, why it let me down like that. All right, so let me take these broken dreams and learn to fly again. The first Wallflowers CD. Now, the Wallflowers had their big hit was, like One Headlight and that album, Bringing Down the Horse. Bringing Down the Horse or Bringing Down the Horse? Bringing Down the Horse. It was like horses or horse. I think it was singular. Anyway, Bob Dylan's son, Jacob, he'll never... I'm sure he would love to be mentioned in a sentence that didn't begin with Bob Dylan's son, Jacob. But they had an album before they broke big. I've never heard it, and it was $1. So I was like, you know what? I'll check it out for $1. Jim Blossom's New Miserable Experience. I've got Jim Blossom's Greatest Hits, but I did not have Jim Blossom's albums. And then here's Congratulations, I'm Sorry. Both of these, I really, Jim Blossom's again. I'm the Empire Records generation, I guess, as well. Like growing up in the 80s and into the 90s. Like I was in high school when Empire Records came out. So this is always, it's not necessarily, I've always been the oldies guy. I did like the Jim Blossoms. That was kind of, the older I get, the more nostalgic I feel for the stuff that I didn't necessarily appreciate at the time. Does that make sense? I seem to be wired to look backwards, to appreciate things retroactively, which I can't explain, but that's dusty. The early tapes of the Beatles with Tony Sheridan. Now, this is Polydor. Okay. I remember this. I don't think I ever owned this, but when I was first becoming a Beatles fan in the 90s, This was around I remember seeing this a lot in my local independent record store. And the Beatles, one of their earliest recording gigs was as like the backing band for Tony Sheridan. And if you saw our, like, just to tie it into something tangentially, a while back, I think it was in Music Palooza Volume 2, I talked about there's a collection of, what is it? It's like, it's a Mill Creek box set about the Beatles, like a history of the Beatles. And they have extensive interviews with Tony Sheridan. And it's interesting because he did actually work with the Beatles at this time when they were still kind of doing the Teddy Boy thing. I think Pete Best is on drums here. Yeah, they've kind of got him cropped out of the photo here, but this is Pete Best. Tony Sheridan and the Beat Brothers. Anyway, it's really interesting, and it's a nice historical artifact because it is the Beatles, but it's before Please Please Me. It's before 1962 and that first record, and that's interesting. The Squeeze singles collection of, Squeeze albums. Cool for Cats, etc. Toby Mack. Anybody like Toby Mack? I mean, again, 90s, especially growing up in a religious household, which we've talked about before. Toby Mack was one of the members of DC Talk. For whatever reason, I've got this. I have not completely cut the connection between some of that 90s Christian alternative rock and stuff. Like it's in you. Once that stuff's in you, it's always in you. And I can look at things objectively, but some of those music, some of that album stuff is still really cool to me. Toby Mack, it's interesting to me that at the time he seemed like the one that had the least songwriting, producing skill, performance skill. He's the one that's had the best career, in my opinion. Every time we talk about Toby Mack, he's come up a couple of times in previous thrift store videos. Someone, usually more than one person, always says, "Oh, I know Toby Mack. I went to his concert last year," or something like that. Like, he's remained relevant some 25 years after the height of that band that he was in, which is really interesting. Bigger probably than he's ever been. A Dean Martin CD compilation. This is, what does that say? My glasses. I do have my glasses on. It's backwards. Okay. Great Gentleman of Song. Spotlight on Dean Martin. That sounds as generic as possible. But it's a Capitol Records product. So, wow, Capitol. Great Gentleman of Song. But, I love Dean Martin. I love the Rat Pack. I love Old Hollywood. I love entertainment history. That's really what it comes down to. So, last but certainly not least, Gordon Lightfoot. Gord's Gold. It's a 2-record set on one specially priced LP. Sundown, right? That's the one that's, it better have Sundown on it. Yeah, track number 11. Sundown, I think that's the fair. It's probably as far as I can go because Google, some algorithm just kicked in. It sounds like someone's singing a song. That's not their copyright. That's my thrift store visits. Again, multiple thrift store visits over the course of actually weeks, months. It's really lean out there right now. But what's going on where you are? Are you finding anything out there? Are you picking up any good deals? What's your score like where you're at? Because every territory is different, right? And sometimes you just have to be in the right place at the right time on the right day as soon as they put that stuff out, So let's continue the conversation in the comments below. Long live the thrift stores. Long live giving used media a second life, a second, third, fourth chance, and a new home. That's what we do this for. We love the art. It's not about value. Don't care what it's worth. What's the story? What's the music like? What's the movie like? That's why we do what we do. Guys, thanks so much. Take care. And until next time, I will catch you later.